Pass the coke, Jeff. 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 Pass the chips. Pass the coke. Pass the meth. It's the Hardy Boys. Down, down, down. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. 25th of February 2025. It's one of those dates where it's 25 to 25. A weird date, but nonetheless, it's NXT. They went pretty all out here. It was TNA against NXT. And we're tending to get that for a few weeks. Obviously, Roadblock is a couple of weeks away at Madison Square Garden, and a few matches were announced tonight. And I tell you what, it's shaping up to be a pretty good show. But let's dive into this show. All right, Mike Rome is the commentator. All right, so we begin our first match. North American Women's Championship on the line. Stephanie Fakir versus Kamen Petrovic. Fakir wins, pretty basic match, but what happens afterwards is pretty brutal. We get a promo battle between Stephanie Fakir and Julia. We're friends. How about you? Title versus title. How about champion versus champion? You're beautifully dangerous. And Fakir's like, yes, I'm willing to do that. I can make that work. You know, my name is Stephanie Fakir, and I am from Chile. You're my friend, Julia. We cannot talk, but we can wrestle. They like our arses, but they pretend they like we can wrestle. Me, you, roadblocky, not quite. CW. Is what it is, but it's like, these two shouldn't be holding the belts in a point of view from they can't cut a promo. It's alright if one of them's holding the belt, but Jesus Christ, folks, this was brutal. We then had Arana Grace and Santino Marella backstage. Low voices like, oh, I'll see you later. You're a better pageant queen than you are a liar. How about Miss NXT versus Miss MMA later on tonight? So we'll see how that goes. Lexus Kid is in running backstage. He runs into Obafemi. It looks like we're getting the Ruler versus the King after Lexus whoops Moose's ass in his hometown. But then got Moose versus Lexus King. I mean, this is a pretty decent match. You had Moose pretty much snapping him clean. And I like Moose's spear because he hits it and does a flip himself. It sells the impact, doesn't it, at the end of the day? Obafemi then comes down, and yeah, this guy, right, his English isn't the best, but I think he made this promo work. He's like, NXT Roadblock, it's going to be Moose versus Obafemi for the NXT Championship. I was like, you know what, Obafemi, you're no bad on the mic, son. You've clearly put effort in to try and get your shell up a wee bit, and it's worked, but still, TNA X Division Champion Moose. We look forward to this match. Should Moose really be NXT? See the X Division Championship? I like the fact that over the years we've seen guys that weren't in the X Division hold it, but it feels like the entire gimmick of it revolves around the fact that people feuding for it don't belong in the X Division. Joe, Kevin Nash, Moose. There's numerous other examples, but we don't have all day. It's kind of funny. We then had Clanny Jordan getting into a verbal shouting match with Jada Parker on the Talent Travel Bus. The Talent Travel Bus? What is this? The Custard Bus? What's going on? Sean Spears then cuts a promo. He's Cody Rhodes' best pal, so for whatever reason he's on the show. My family's now complete. Tony D'Angelo, you never saw it coming, man. Didn't you? Now there's a new family takeover. NXT. The only thing left to do is take the North American Championship next week. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Up next with an awful promo. Roxanne Perez can sometimes be good on the mic, sometimes bad. But let's be honest, this segment wasn't her fault. It's Jordana Grace speaking like the generic people on the old WWE games. From the moment that I stepped foot into a WWE ring last year, I know exactly where I belonged. I walked in as an outsider, carrying the weight of an entire company on my back. But after spending some time in NXT locker room, feeling the hunger. I knew I had to be a part of it. So when the time finally came to put pen to paper, I didn't hesitate. You get it, you get it, you get it. Roxanne says, I'm going to win the chamber, main event mania, then maybe I'll come back down here, win that. Roxy, 2 belts. And then Jordana Grace was like, you ever hear that saying, everyone's got a plan until punches her in the face, the best thing she did all segment, and then we got a brawl. Then we end it. We then cut backstage, Javon Evans tells Trick Williams not to worry about Eddie Thorpe. What is Trick Williams do? Get this guy called up to the main roster, man. It's probably just because, we'll wait to call this guy up until after Mania. It's 2 months away, guys. We are literally having this guy fucking butchered right in front of our very eyes. It's crap. He gives Ricky Starks a fist bump. Oh, oh. Jada Parker then has a promo. Who cares? Up next, love the Hardy Boys. I know I joked at the intro about meth and chips, but everyone's got their demons. That's the Hardy Boys demons, chips and meth. But love them. One of my favourite tag teams of all time. I'd probably put the Dudleys just above them, but then it would be the Hardys. Can't go wrong with the Hardy Boys. Absolutely not. Yeah, lucky to see them in the flesh. Lucky to see a lot of people in the flesh, man. I've seen Undertaker, Hardy Boys, Edge, etc. You know what I mean? Batista. Even though he's a wee bit fucking of a mental case these days. But anyway, match was decent. It's good seeing the Hardy Boys. I mean, the pop was decent, but I think on commentary they were trying to make it the pop to be something that it wasn't. Like, it was fine, but they were trying to pretend that, like, the arena needed a new roof. And it's like, it just didn't. They win the match. Good. Brilliant. Out come Fraxium. And it's announced here, 2-on-2 by Santino Marella of all people, as he announces that there will be 2-on-2 at Madison Square Garden for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. You know what? It was just good seeing TNXT. Nothing massive's ever going to happen on it, right? But the thing is, nothing massive happens on Raw or SmackDown either. But it's refreshing. You actually get like entertaining stuff, and it's not as fucking boring and dragged out as the main roster. And yeah, it lacks a lot of people, but this was good. I enjoyed this. And when do you say that about the normal wrestling? The family then got a vignette. Still ripping off the Sopranos, but here, I like it. Got to fight Sean Spears next week. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven then had a confrontation with Sol Ruka and Saria. Who really cares? Piper then accepts a tag match, but Chelsea was not very happy about that. But no need to fear, we are here to talk about the next match, which was Lola Vice against Ariana Grace. Vice wins. What is there to say, people? We then had a wee promo, the mysterious Rogue Renegade group. Backstage, they wipe out the No Quarter Catch crew. These guys feel dead already. You know, remember they come in and they did not batter over Femi? And now they're automatically, like, straight down the card. I just don't really know what's going on there. Eddie Thorpe then got wasted. I say he got wasted. He wasted our time with a vignette. Sarah Scriber had an interview with NXT General Manager Ava, and then at NXT Roadblock, it will be title versus title match. Julia versus Stephanie Fakir. Unification. Madison Square Garden. Yeah, can't lie. That's a pretty big match, but have they now realised on NXT that having an NXT North American Championship and the women's is too much? Potentially. But then the women's roster in NXT is bigger than both main roster brands, so I'm kind of confused, to be honest. They should never have gave the women mid-card belts in WWE. Never. You know what I mean? It's just a cheap way of pretending they've got something to do with them when they don't. Triple H couldn't book a fucking library. As I've said 100 times, but I'll continue to say it. It's not even an attempt at banter, folks. It's just the fucking reality. Triple H is shite. Shawn Michaels, for what you see on NXT, I genuinely believe is better. Tony D will battle Sean Spears next week. And Kalani Jordan will collide with Jada Parker. Main event though, we have Ricky Saints and Javon Evans versus Ethan Page and Wes Lee, pointing out the fact on commentary that Ricky Saints, his mentors, he's been trained by CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. I don't know how much truth's in that, but it's like Ricky Saints is 34, 35. When did these guys train him? Did Punk take time out of his big schedule in AEW to train Ricky Starks? I don't know. All I know is Edge fucking buried him. The match is a bit boring, it's a bit bland, but obviously Ricky Saints hits the Roshamba, which just sounds shite. I mean, I can't imagine someone hitting the Roshamba at WrestleMania and winning the main event. You know what I mean? Doesn't sound right. Anyway, that's your NXT review in the bin. Best show of the week so far. I mean, it's only a 2 horse race at this point, but anything's better than fucking Monday Night Raw. I can guarantee you that. I will give it a 3 out of 10. Good seeing the Hardys, Santino, all that stuff, but for the most part, it's still shit, isn't it? I mean, come on, people. 3 out of 10. I think a 3.5 would be a bit fair, but when both of us are here, we can do that because you split like a 3 and a 4. But it's a 3, man. What can I say?